Well, after you cry, maybe you'll laugh. We're talking about divorce, and we're talking about a performance written about it with Anne-Marie Scheffler, a fabulous comedian. Welcome, Anne-Marie.
Thank you. So happy to be here. So happy to be here. I have to say, I grew up watching you ladies on
thanks a lot.
TV.
You know I grew up watching it, and you're only 12, right?
No, okay, I ruined it.
We're taking the orange juice back now.
There's no vodka in it anyway, so you can have it back. No.
So you have written a show called MILF Life Crisis, which is being performed across Ontario.
We won't be breaking down the acronym.
No,
yet.
we won't. No, we won't.
I'll break it down for you. It's
No.
mothers are incredible, lovely, and fantastic.
Absolutely.
Name it and claim it, ladies.
So you have written and performed in so many shows, and they always reflect where you are in the timeline of your life. So tell us about this one.
Okay, well, this one, I didn't ever want to write this one, but I have a show called Suddenly Mummy, and it's really the ups and downs of motherhood. And wouldn't you know, this is sort of the sequel, I guess. Because what happened to me in my personal life is that I got married, and I thought I'd be married forever.
Didn't we all?
Didn't we all? And then,
So far, so good.
and then one day, guess what? My marriage did not last. So I found myself in a situation of being not in my 30s or 20s anymore, and having to start dating again. And it was awful. Honestly, I was like, no. But since I'm a comedian, and I was like, there's got to be some joke in here. And then I started to honestly do stand up and pull out pieces, like create pieces at open mic nights, and I just, to me, I thought that as an actor, as a writer, as a comedian, I thought my last show that I'll ever have to write is Suddenly Mummy, because that'll be fine. I'll just play that forever. It's such a good show. And then my LA manager's like, we want the next one. And I'm like,
yeah, what's the next big
what's
thing?
The next big thing? And unfortunately, it was divorce. And so, and funny enough, I knew the title before I even wrote the show, because my shows get booked in theaters, and when you go to conferences and stuff where you do showcases, and booking agents and presenters, they come and they choose shows. And I was at one of these things in Seattle, and this guy who's like a big producer guy, he goes, "Oh, Suddenly Mummy, that's a great title. It's a great title. What's your next show?" I'm like, "I don't know, but it's probably going to be called MILF Life Crisis." And he basically started to run because he was going to register it or steal it or something. And I was just like, no. So I knew it was a good title. That's the thing about titles. If you could tell what the show is about in the title, you're golden.
Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about the show, because I'm hearing that some people go back again and again. They laugh, they cry. What is it about the show?
They bring their girlfriends.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I think the show is timely. What happens to me sometimes is happening to other people too. So when Suddenly Mummy is a bit of a story of having your kids in your 30s. And my sister was like, "Oh, I'm always going to be a mother." And so that was a big plan for her. For me, I was in my 30s, and I'm an actress. My career is my baby, So when it happened to me in my 30s to have children, I was suddenly a mummy. And there were other women who were like, "Yeah, me too. I'm not Betty Crocker." So I was doing a voice of my generation who were like, "Yeah, I like your show because you're me." And so now I'm not going to say my age, but let's just say I'm not in my 30s anymore. And well, what else could it be than my 40s, boy? Or my 50s or my 60s. It could just keeps going that way. But that I wasn't the only person kind of waking up midlife with like a I have to date again dilemma.
Did you go on Tinder?
You know what? I haven't yet. Can you believe it?
There's a whole show in there for sure.
Well, that whole show is actually in my show because one of my dear friends is the queen of Tinder. And when I was writing the show, I was literally, so the LA manager's like, "You have to give us this show. You have to give it, the title." I already did the photo shoot with the leopard print. Anyway, because I knew it was like, whatever.
Of course you did.
Have you seen my shoes? Have you guys seen my shoes? Can you see
Oh, okay. We have a shot of her leopard print shoes
Got that?
up
You
on
got
the
it?
desk.
On the desk. They're very cute guys in here, ladies. I looked at my purse. Yeah. So my friend came to. She was in New Jersey. She's like, listen, my husband left me after 29 years. I'm driving to Toronto. So I've got my crying girlfriend who's, marriage is over, 5 kids and everything. And I'm like, you can stay with me, but my house is full of children and international students because, all of a sudden you've got one income and you're like trying to make ends meet. So you're going to have to stay in the room with me. So she honestly was sharing my bed. And I'm writing this new show. This is a year ago. And she's like, I know I'm not supposed to disturb you because you're writing your show, but can I show you something? And she's showing me her Tinder and she's showing me all her dick pics and sexy messages from her new boyfriends. And I was like, oh my God, you are my show. So basically, yes, I'm not on Tinder, but my friend is.
Do you think misery loves company, Anne-Marie?
That's a good question, Christine. Probably, yes. Yes, I think it does. And I also think what we need to do is we need to go forward together. And I'm often pushed at the front of the line. So I'm happy to go push the door open. And if it's crappy and if your marriage is over and you don't really want to talk about it, don't worry. I'll talk about it for you. Things like, it took me, I think maybe I'm not over my ex. You got to go through these things. You got to cry it out. You can't just, no, I'm fine and then keep going. I air my dirty laundry on stage and then make it funny. And then people leave and then they go, oh my God. And often we drink afterwards and they all tell me like, that was me. And you got to hear my thing. And then I'm bringing my cousin back because she's going through this.
So I was going to ask you, everybody's situation is slightly different. So is there a little bit about everybody's situation in that show that they can relate to?
Very much, Christine, very much. So I do this crazy thing as an actress where I play multiple characters. So I've got Kendra, the sex-crazed ones with all these boyfriends, so she's the Tinder girl. Then there's me, who's like reluctantly back in the dating scene. And then there's the girl who's still married, and she's so happy, and she's trying to get me and my ex to get back together. And then there's the one who's still married but wishes she wasn't. And then there's the lesbian one who's like taking me dancing. And if I'm going to have one of these girl-on-girl experiences, it might have to happen now before I get married yet. There's a lot of characters on, so it's quite a full show.
What is the reaction from people who go and see it?
Yeah, the reaction is that they're coming back. They're really relieved. I've been doing solo shows for a long time now, for probably since 1994. That might be 20 years. I don't know, but. Oh yeah, is that your
22.
age? Tell me now.
You're bad at math. 22, 94, 2000. So yeah.
Does that mean I can't ask you out? I don't know.
Yeah. No.
Okay. It's not Cougar Life Crisis. It's MILF Life Crisis. Okay. Yeah, but the reaction is that it's my best show ever because some people have followed my career and liked this one the best.
Well, I know that our music guru, Eric Alpert, just absolutely loves you and said, you have to have her on. And I said, funny thing, she's coming in tomorrow.
Well, he's a wise man.
And if you go to our website, whatshesaidtalk.com or whatshesaid.radio.com, either one, will get you there. We are going to be putting up a contest tonight so that you could actually win tickets to see the show.
You lucky, lucky girls.
Yes,
We're not allowed to win.
No,
You
I
said,
know.
yeah,
It's
it's a
either
rule.
4 pairs or 2 of 4. So you could take 3 of your girlfriends and laugh and cry with all of them. Mm-hmm. So, Anne-Marie, tell us where this show is playing.
This is at the Red Sandcastle Theatre at Queen and Logan. And it's conveniently situated beside the Value Village if you need to go shopping for some leopard print purses or something. I don't know. And it's also right beside Ed Scoop and Braised and the Roy. So we really literally take over
motels down the road.
Now,
Yeah.
It starts August 30th, runs through to
September 10th.
But then you're also going out of town. You're going to Ottawa?
I do. Yes, I'm a very, very successful actress. I'm actually taking MILF Life Crisis to Chicago, Second City this weekend. I played a lot in Chicago. I play it in Second City Hollywood as well. I'm an alumni, so they like to have me, and I like to be had Why do I go there?
And we'll just leave it there. Thank you very much for coming in. I can't wait to see the show.
Great.
That's
I hope
great.
you'll love it.
I'm sure we will. When we come back, we are going to chat with Leah Daniels, Canadian country music singer and songwriter. This is What She Said. Stay with us.